For a 90s kid, Nintendo's Game Boy was the premier portable for gamers on the go. Can Hyperkin Smartboy live up to that hype? Find out in this video. The Hyperkin boasts a simplistic design. At its base is a USB-C type port used to connect to your phone and power the device. On its face are inputs that you would find on the Game Boy and Game Boy Color: D-pad, select, start, and of course B and A. Now on the back of the Hyperkin is a black button that when pressed expands the sides in order to accommodate bigger phones. On the top is a cartridge slot that reads both Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. I don't know why they put trigger buttons on this thing, but you can't actually play Game Boy Advance games with it. Now the cartridge slot is actually big enough to accommodate a Game Boy Advance game, but the Smartboy itself won't actually allow you to play them. So how does the Smartboy compare in size to the original Game Boy? You can see here that with the two side by side, the dimensions really aren't that different. The Smartboy is a tad bit wider than the original Game Boy, but I have to assume that's to accommodate for the phone sliding in. And with my device, the LG G6, it is just a tad bit taller. The plastic of the Smartboy doesn't feel as premium as the original Game Boys, but I'm not worried about this thing getting ruined if I just toss it into my bag before I leave home. So the one place that the Hyperkin Smartboy shines over the original Game Boy is in the screen. Now, the original Game Boy never had a leading edge screen, even at the time it was made, but that's made even more apparent when you compare it side by side to this high definition screen like on my LG G6. Side note for the comment section, my screen was already cracked. The Smartboy did not cause this. So exactly, how does this thing work? Well, first things first, you're going to want to download these two apps. That's the Smartboy and the My Old Boy app. Links are in the description below. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to hit that little black button, pop open those sides and slide your phone right in. Go ahead and adjust the seat type port at the bottom. And then once you've done that, close the sides and you'll get a nice tight grip. Once you've made that connection though, that Smartboy app is going to auto turn on and then you're ready to put your game in. And in our case, that's going to be Pokemon Red, the best Pokemon game in the series, hands down. Alright, so now here's the part that I don't really like about the Smartboy. What it's doing is it's actually downloading a ROM file from the cartridge. So this isn't a clone console. What this does is it actually takes your game, reads it, and downloads a similar image to your phone, and then you actually play it off of an emulator. But once it's done loading, you just hit the start button. You're playing just like you would be playing on the original Game Boy or a Game Boy Color. And what's kind of cool about the My Old Boy app is it actually creates a save state when you go into a game like Pokemon and save the game like you would just on the cartridge. It actually saves the game and creates a save state so you can start up here exactly where you left off the next time you log on to the game. But what happens if you take the cartridge out while you're playing? It pops up this anti-piracy screen. But once you pop the game back into the console, the game starts right back up again and you're ready to play. So this is a really great way to play your games, especially if you're looking away to play games that you own and not necessarily looking to download ROMs from the internet. We've definitely seen Nintendo start to crack down on that recently, so in this case, I would say it's better to err on the side of caution. But my biggest gripe with the Smartboy is that because the cartridges work as a sort of DRM, you have to carry a copy of every single game that you may want to play with you. It's annoying. Very annoying. It's almost as annoying as your phone dying right as you're about to finish a review. God, you couldn't last like 2 more minutes. So now it's time for the big question. Is the Smartboy worth that $50 price tag? And honestly, that's something you're going to have to answer for yourself. Ultimately, what it comes down to is how do you personally want to enjoy your Game Boy games? Now this certainly is one option, but that doesn't mean that there aren't other options out there. Another such option is a GameCube with a Game Boy Advanced player. A Game Boy Advanced with a flash cart. The original Game Boy. You have to carry the cartridges anyway, you may as well take the original Game Boy with you. Or even the former king of portables itself, the Nintendo DS, with its access to the large Nintendo eShop. But if your main goal here is to play games on your phone, well, you may be better off just buying a Bluetooth controller like this one from 8BitDo, link in the description below. So in the comments down below, let me know if you plan on getting one of these, or if you already have one and what you think of it. I'd like to get your guys' thoughts. If you liked this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, but if you didn't, go ahead and give me a thumbs down, but let me know why. You know, a little constructive criticism never hurt anyone. Thank you so much again for stopping by. My name is Sebastian, and this has been a Nerdy Knickknacks review. Stop by next week when we take a look at another geeky gadget for your life.